Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Rennick. I'm the senior broker, the team lead of Team Rennick Real Estate Services, part of that great Keller Williams on the Water family based here on the west coast of Florida. It's interesting. Today is September 10th, Monday, September 10th. Eric Teo, who's my broker partner, is in Malaysia. I just ended a video conference call with him. They're 12 hours apart. This technology allows us to reach so many people. We actually use the Facebook Messenger to do a live video chat between the two of us. So continuing with this technology of using Facebook Live, it's my hope that you find this information that we provide to be useful to you. That's our goal. We're going to revamp just a little bit. The latest sales data for August has just been released. So we're going to restart the clock today with sales. We'll go into pricing next week, inventory, days on the market, stuff like that in subsequent weeks. But I always want to bring you the latest numbers as they break free. So that's our goal right now. Things are starting to change. We're maybe way in the very early stages. But as I see more information out there, let me see if I can get it up on the screen here. More and more people are starting to talk about that. And let me just see if I can get this live up here or not. So what I want to do is the best way for you to keep up with the information, because it breaks fast, is on my website. That's what I wanted to show. If you take a look at the Team Rennick website, you can find it at teamrennick.com or michaelrennick.com. And if you scroll down about 2/3 of the way down to our latest blogs, if you see right here, there's an article I posted this morning where 2 out of 3 economists are now expecting it to be a buyer's market by 2018. When I was in a real estate conference not too long ago out in California, they were talking about another year and a half of good times. So things are still really strong, but we're starting to see some numbers maybe not climb as high as they were before. Things are still favorable, and we'll talk about those in just a few minutes. But to get the latest information, if you come to the website, either teamrennick.com or michaelrennick.com, you'll see the blogs that I post with the latest information. So with that said, let's jump over to the latest sales. And when we look in Sarasota County, we see right now, and it's the closed numbers, they're down a little bit from last month, and they're down just a little bit less from last year. I don't believe that's anything to be concerned about. If you look right now, homes that are under contract that will close in the future are actually up 1%. So when we look at the overall map for Sarasota County, we see that it's fairly steady. The dark green bars at the bottom are the actual sold numbers. So nothing to be alarmed about yet, but maybe things are softening just a little bit because they're down both from last month and to last year. In our market, like I've shared on previous broadcasts, it's last year that we're most focused on because of the seasonality or the cyclical nature to what we do down here in Florida. So when we look in Manatee County, it's up 2% from last month, up almost 6% compared to last year. So still healthy numbers when we look overall back a year ago to where we are today. We are up in terms of sales. Now, in subsequent weeks, we're going to look at, are the prices holding? What are inventory levels and so on? Longboat Key, let's take a look at Longboat. Up 35% from last month, up 20% from last year. Obviously, that's a good news story. It's a smaller market out here on the island, but good news story in terms of sales are still climbing. Holmes Beach and Bradenton Beach, up 7.1% from last month, up almost 24% from last year. Good news story on that part of the island. Siesta Key, what's happening at Siesta Key? It's up 2% from last month, up 26% from last year. So good news, because last year takes the cyclicalness out of this, takes the seasonality out of this. And if we're climbing from last year, that means we still could have a banner selling season in front of us as the winter months come upon us, the snowbirds arrive, sales pick up. In Venice, what's happening in Venice? Venice is down 7% from last month, down 10% from last year. So here we're seeing it go a little bit different. Does that mean that we're going to be in trouble in Venice? No, not yet. We're going to want to take a look at it. But let's see what's under contract. It's up 9% from last year. So we have more sales coming at us. They just haven't closed yet. Sarasota, what's happening in the city of Sarasota? We looked at the county to start out. Now we're looking at a city level, down almost 5.6% from last month, but it's up 3% from last year. And the contract number of properties under contract and not closed are up 7%. So not a bad news story in the city of Sarasota. If we jump over to Bradenton, we see Bradenton is up 4% from last month, almost 5% from last year. The pending sales are up 11%, or pending contracts, soon to be sales up 11%. Good news story in Bradenton. So what does this mean going forward? Let me bring this back down to just one shot. So the market is strong. We're seeing sales. The increases might be a little bit smaller than we've seen before, but it's still a good time to do real estate transactions. Now, if you're a seller and you're thinking of selling sometime down the road and maybe even contemplating now, I would suggest that a strong approach in listing it sooner rather than later to capture this market. We're about to go into the seasonal traffic. You definitely want to be a part of that if you're considering selling your home, your condo, vacant land, commercial property, or whatever. On the buy side, it's still a good time. You need to dig into the information, understand the market with your agent. That's his or her job to provide that, and then leverage that so that you can negotiate the best price. So right now, from a sales perspective, today and in the next few months still look strong. People are starting to talk, though, about a year down the road, a year and a half down the road, or 2 years down the road. That forecast that I shared a minute ago was 2020. Well, that's only about a year and a quarter from now. So we want to keep an eye on that. We will continue bringing these broadcasts every Monday morning, working hard to provide you with information that can help you make a difference, whether you're a buyer or seller. If you would like specific information down to your area that you're looking in as a buyer or your area that you're looking to sell as a seller, we provided many of those, and they're free. They're no obligation. We're happy to provide that analysis. No sales pitch, none of that kind of stuff. Feel free to reach out. My personal cell is 941-400-8735. My email is mike@teamrenick.com. Feel free to reach out. Let us know how we can help. For those of you watching live, thank you. For those of you that will see the broadcast in a recorded fashion, we appreciate the loyalty and really hope that this information is helping make the difference. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. We'll be back again on Wednesday morning with Title Time with Mike and Mike, and we'll be talking about sticky real estate topics and issues and how you can best avoid those.